Life is strange. Just a couple weeks ago I was having a blast playing Disgaea 5 Complete on my Switch, while at the same time I was having a blast playing Utawarerumono Mask of Deception on my Vita. Despite both being SRPGs and are fun to play, both provide extremely different experiences for completely different reasons. Utawarerumono Mask of Deception is a sequel to the original game that released all the way back in 2002 and is developed by Atlus. While the original game and this iteration don't connect for the most part, the dots do come together piece by the end of it all. So if you want to play catch-up, the options are to rely on fan translations of the game or watch the actually pretty good anime. I'll be honest here, if you're coming from a pure SRPG experience, you might not like this game. Utawarerumono is a very story-driven game, so much so that there have been times where I've spent over 2 hours reading text just to get to the next battle. Truth be told though, that felt fine. The story is actually really enjoyable. The game stars the amnesiac Haku, who wakes up in the middle of a mountain being taken care of by a traveler named Kuan. Very quickly he realizes he doesn't even understand the world he's in, as the humans have inhumane ears and even some have tails. They also appear to have seemingly beastly strength in comparison to him. The animals aren't the same either. This world is just completely different from what he perceives as normal. Each chapter of this game is split up into 3 main segments. In segment 1, you're going to view a mini scenario regarding your party members. Not all of them directly affect the main story, however they do provide some nice world building and even some more character depth to them. Once that's all out of the way, segment 2 is more of a VN segment, albeit now in one lengthy cutscene all the way up to the next battle. The battles in Utawarerumono actually have a small bit of complexity to them. Part of this is simply due to the fact that the game doesn't teach you anything at all, as it'll just tell you that the glossary updated, which will give you tips on battles. Unlike most SRPGs, positioning of the character actually doesn't matter. So if the damage predictor says 28, you're going to deal 28 damage. That said, while you can reposition yourself as many times as you want before you attack, there are some moves that cannot be used once you've moved. Some of these actions have attack chains connected to them, meaning they actually attack the enemy multiple times. Attacks come in 2 different flavors, automatically or manually. If you choose automatic, you have nothing to worry about. If you choose manual and an X at just the right moment, you have a chance to critical hit the opponent and even cause a stat debuff or an ailment depending on the move. Just beware that if you use an attack chain or skill, you also use Zeal. If you max out your Zeal, then not only are you able to perform another turn immediately after, but any status elements are gone. Chain attacks don't use any Zeal, and you may perform a final strike as well if an attack has 5 attack chains on it. Just note that all of this stuff applies to your enemies as well. If you let an opponent max out their Zeal, it might mean the end of you if you aren't careful. After a battle, you can spend the BP they've gained during the battle, or the cumulative that characters gain if you haven't spent any for a while. Spending these can boost HP, speed, attack, or defense. The more you invest in a stat, the more it'll cost to continuously invest in it. Of course, leveling up boosts stats naturally, so you don't necessarily have to panic if you haven't spent your BP. Outside of the team management and looking at your inventory being finicky at times, the only real problem I have is the story. Well, sort of. It certainly drags on for way too long, but the story it tells is quite good and enjoyable nonetheless. Other than that, this game deserves nothing more than my utmost sincere praise. The character design and overall art direction is fantastic. For what's on the Vita, the graphics on the SRPG spots look pretty okay as well. It's pretty clear that with this game they poured their heart and soul into the 2D art assets, tried to make the music as charming as possible, and make the script very enjoyable to read. In the end, this game is pretty out there in terms of what it's trying to do, as while the SRPG elements are good, they are so few and far between the amount of good yet bloated story content there that it feels like there's no real point to these SRPG parts. That said though, the SRPG elements, while not terribly difficult, are certainly fun to play. And that does it for our review of Utawarerumono Mask of Deception. To see the full written review, be sure to check out our website, gaminggamma.com. A link to that review will be provided down in the description bar below. And also, be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below, let me know what you guys think of the review. And if you're new to my channel, hey, be sure to subscribe and stick around for a while. I'll have a ton of fun here together. And as always everyone, thanks for watching.